Mia, a 31-year-old software engineer, had always been meticulous. Between her full-time IT job and her second gig as an online teacher, she juggled her schedule to pay off 2 apartments she had purchased as investments. Renting them out was supposed to cover the EMIs, easing their financial burden. Eric, her husband, also worked in software, but much of his income went towards supporting his mother and sister. They had no children, and Mia believed they were aligned on their financial goals. Or so it seemed. 2 months ago, Eric's childhood friend declared bankruptcy. Eric, always compassionate, persuaded Mia to let his friend stay rent-free in one of her apartments for 3 months. Just until he's back on his feet, Eric had said. Though reluctant, Mia agreed. But now, as the 3rd month drew to a close, Mia's patience and finances were stretched thin. Eric's salary was drained by his family's needs, and she was paying the EMIs on both apartments herself. The weight of their arrangement was becoming too much. One afternoon, Mia decided enough was enough. Armed with a rental agreement, she headed to her apartment to confront Eric's friend directly. When she rang the doorbell, however, she was not prepared for what awaited her. The door swung open to reveal Eric, her husband, who was supposedly on a business trip. "Mia, what are you doing here?" Eric's face went pale, his voice unsteady. Before she could respond, a stunning woman appeared beside him, casually resting her hand on his arm. "Who is it, darling?" she asked sweetly. Mia's world shattered. The truth hit her like a tidal wave. Eric wasn't on a business trip. He was here with another woman in her apartment. The long hours, the mysterious trips, the distance between them. It all made horrifying sense now. Without a word, Mia turned and walked away. Her legs felt weak, but she held her head high. She drove home, her fury simmering beneath the surface, her heart heavy with betrayal. That evening, Mia quietly packed her belongings. Every memory she had with Eric felt tainted, a lie she had unknowingly lived. Eric called repeatedly, desperate to explain, but she wasn't interested. She refused to be a victim of his deceit. A week later, Eric received the final blow, a divorce notice accompanied by a cheating case. His betrayal had destroyed everything they had built, but Mia was already moving on. Her future no longer included Eric, and for the first time in a long time, she felt free. Mia wasn't seeking revenge. She was simply reclaiming what was hers, her dignity, her future, and her freedom. Mia's freedom wasn't just about leaving Eric. It was about rediscovering herself, her strength, her resilience, her capacity to build a life without the weight of someone else's betrayal dragging her down. She wasn't bitter. She was free. And in that freedom, she found peace. The woman who once planned her life around others now built her own path, and it was brighter and lighter than she had ever imagined.